Let's learn how to make this easy turmeric rice with some pork chops. Stay tuned and keep on watching. Welcome to another cooking video with Mixed Shop. We want to say welcome back to our old subbies and also welcome to our new subbies. We appreciate you all. For today's recipe, we'll be learning how to make turmeric rice served with pork chop. These are our ingredients. We have our pork chops, our Amish butter, black pepper, half an onion, 3 cloves of garlic. In here we have our bay leaves, and 2 sticks of cinnamon, our olive oil, turmeric, chicken flavor bouillon, our crushed pepper, paprika, garlic powder, parsley, and lastly we have our basmati rice, but you can also use jasmine rice as well. Next we're going to chop up our half an onion as well as our 3 cloves of garlic. We're gonna season our pork chops. I went ahead and washed my pork chops. Before putting the season, I'm just gonna poke a hole through my pork chops so it absorb the seasoning a little better. We also have a creamy pork chop video. If you wanna check that out, it will be linked above. Also comment, let us know if you like the recipe. So after doing that, I'm going to add my chicken bouillon. I'm just gonna add about 2 pinches. And then I'm gonna add some garlic powder. We're gonna add some black pepper first. Just a few pinches. We're gonna add some paprika for color. We're gonna add our parsley. And of course, we're gonna add some crushed pepper to this. And lastly, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil onto my pork chop just to mix it with the seasoning. So I'm just gonna rub this in. You can use your gloves as well. And we're just gonna let this sit aside while we cook our rice so that season seep through the pork chop. So now we're gonna start making our rice. So I went ahead and put my pot on here to let it heat up for a couple seconds. We're gonna add our Amish butter. I went ahead and cut 2 slices of it. We're gonna add that and we're just gonna let that melt. Once it melts, we're gonna add some olive oil to that mix. So after melting, we're gonna add some of the olive oil as mentioned. Next, we're gonna add our onions. And our garlic. And we're just gonna saute these together. We're just gonna wait and let it saute it to give it that translucent texture. And then we're gonna add the next ingredient. So next we're gonna add our bay leaf. I'm only gonna add one for now, and then I'm gonna add our 2 sticks of cinnamon, and I'm gonna mix this in. A couple years ago, I did not know that cinnamon sticks could be used in like cooking. I just thought about of cinnamon being used in like bacon and those kind of things, but it really gives your food a really nice savory flavor. Next, we're gonna add our turmeric. And we're gonna mix that in with all of that onions and our cinnamon stick and bay leaves. We're also going to add 2 pinches of black pepper. And we're going to add our chicken flavor bouillon. 1, 2, so like a huge pinch of that. And we're just gonna let that turmeric cook with the rest of our ingredients for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're gonna check on it. We're also going to add just a little bit of crushed pepper in here, just for a little spice. This part is optional, and we're gonna mix that in. If only you could smell the bay leaf and the cinnamon stick. It gives, like mentioned earlier, it gives it a really nice taste, smell as well. I went ahead and washed my rice earlier, so we're gonna put our rice in here. This is our basmati rice. And just to be careful too, turmeric does stain, so just keep that in mind. I'm just gonna let this cook or soak up all the spices for like 3 minutes, and we're gonna add some water to the rice. After that 2 to 3 minutes, I'm gonna add 1 cup of water to this. It's the rest of the garlic that's in the water. And you wanna mix that. And we're just gonna cover this up. After 10 minutes, I added, off camera, I added 2 more cups of water to our rice. Right now, I'm going to take out our cinnamon stick. If I can find the other one. There you go. And I'm also going to add the rest of our bay leaf to this. And I'm just going to mix that in. And we're going to cover it. And it's going to continue to cook. So I put some aluminum foil over my rice to cook. It's been cooking for the last 10 minutes. We're just gonna stir this in. Look at how nice this looks. It's a soft texture, the texture I need it to be. If you feel like it might be a little hard for you or something like that, you can go ahead and add some more water. And I'm just gonna let this stay for another 5 minutes and our rice should be done, and we should be moving on to making our pork chops. Here's the look of our rice. The water is all dried up and it looks perfect. So next we're gonna move on to making our pork chops. We're just gonna set this aside. Now we're gonna sear our pork chops. We're just gonna add some olive oil to our pan. So after that pan heats up, we're gonna add our pork chop to this. Gonna sear both sides for 2 to 3 minutes, and we're gonna flip it over and sear on the other side as well. We're gonna flip to the other side. And we're gonna sear for the 2-3 minutes as well. So this is our pork chop. It's perfectly cooked. You can make it a little bit browner if you choose to, but I think mine looks perfect. And that will be it for the pork chops. Here's the final look of that turmeric rice with our pork chops. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you try this recipe at home, please let us know in a comment below. Also, please follow us on all of our social media platforms. Thanks for watching and see you in another video.